All right, cello students, we are ready for lesson 7. We're going to start off with bow builder number 5. Okay, so grab your bow and first make sure that your position is correct. Okay, so curved thumb placement back here, right opposite the second finger. First finger here, hand is kind of tilted this way, directing that, and your pinky here. Okay, so that's your correct bow hold, as you can see that. And then grab your rosin, because we are going to take a look at rosin wrap number 30, or exercise 38, rosin wrap number 2. This is on page 13. It's bow builder 5. So we're going to get into lesson 7 here in a minute, over here on page 10. But just starting out, we're going to do rosin wrap number 2. So this is on page 13 of book 1. So remember how I showed you last video, you'll be holding the rosin just at waist level. I'm just doing it up here so that you can see it. And you're going to place the bow on the rosin and be mindful that you're moving the bow and not the rosin. Okay, so there's a difference there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go down, up, down, rest. Up, down, up, rest. Down, up, rest, rest. Down, up, rest, rest. And then you repeat. So you do that again. And then the last one is rosin wrap number 3, exercise 39. We'll go down, up, rest, rest. Down, up, rest, rest. Down, rest, up, rest. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so after that, your bow will be very, very well rosined, I am sure. I know mine is, because mine has already been rosined before, but if it's a brand new bow, that'll be good for it, because it will need that extra rosin. So that concludes bow builder number 5, having those rosin wraps. So this lesson, we're going to get a little bit into bow builder number 6 on page 16. But first, we're going to take a break with the bow. Just hold off on that for just a minute. And we're going to come over here to lesson 7, which is page 10. Okay, so turn over there to page 10, and we're going to work on some new pizzicato notes on the A string. Okay, so the notes we've learned so far have been open D, E, F sharp, and G. Okay, so we are ready to, I'm gonna try to see if I can get y'all a better view here. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna take that same pattern, so keep a nice open hand, bring it over here to the A string. This is the highest one here. So we were on the D string. We're going to come over here to the A string now. Okay, so position your hands there. We're going to start with finger 4. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Finger 4 is D. Sounds like this. Just making sure I'm in tune there. Okay, so exercise 23 is just the high D on that finger 4. So we're going to go D, 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 rest. D, 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 rest. D, 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 rest. Okay, so that's your first exercise with all 4 fingers down. Okay, all 4 of them. Now we're going to lift that finger 4 for our next exercise, playing C sharps. This is going to be the finger 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, Okay, now I'm going pretty quickly on those, but if you're having trouble keeping up, take them a little bit slower. Okay, so for example on the D's, rest, and so on. Rest. And then C sharps. So you can do them as slowly as you need. You don't have to have them like super fast on there. Okay, next exercise. Practice those a bit. Pause the video, practice those. Get real comfortable with each one. Okay, on to exercise 25. We're going to mix it up a bit and do D, rest. On that rest, lift your fourth finger. Now we're on C sharp, which is finger 3. Rest, back to D, C, D, C, D, rest. Okay, so take that one nice and slow, practice it carefully. Now for exercise 26, you're going to leave your fingers down here. So leave them on that A string after you've played that D. You'll see a little bracket, and the bracket means you're going to leave your fingers down while you play that open D string. Okay? So you'll need to make sure that none of your fingers are actually touching the D string up here. You want to make sure that they're pulled away, nice and leaving that string free. Okay? All right. So here we go. We're going to start on D and then go to C sharp. Then there's the open D, the lower one. Okay, so we have D, D, C sharp, D, D, open D, rest. High D, C, C, high D, low D, high D, rest, repeat. This time I'm going to say the counting numbers. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that last beat there is a rest. All right, so on from there, we are going to move over here and start on bow builder number 6. And bow builder number 6 is actually bowing. So this is exciting. You're finally going to get to use the bow on your instrument. So we're moving on up to the next level. Trying to get a good position here for y'all to see it. Do it this way. That might give you more of a view. There we go. I think you can see more there. Okay, so check your bow hold. Make sure your bow hold is correct before you begin. All right, so really check for that. It's very important to make sure your bow hold is correct. Okay, so bow builder number 6 is bringing your bow to the string and actually having a good wrist shape there. So you can see my arm position there. Everything's nice and relaxed. My shoulder is down. You want to make sure you're not raising your shoulder up like this. As you're bowing, drop your shoulder. Keep a nice straight back, nice straight position there. Now, if the bow is still feeling really heavy, sometimes you can kind of move up here just to start. That can kind of help balance. But for most adult students, I have y'all go ahead and start down here. But if this is feeling like the bow is really, really heavy and awkward and you start holding it like this and your thumb starts going backward in that way, then you may need to actually bring it up here for just a couple of days or something until it feels more natural, and then bring it back down to here. Okay, so I'm going to raise up my end pin just a bit to give y'all more of a view. See if y'all can see a bit more of it. There you go. Okay, so exercise 47 on page 16. You're going to be doing the D string, going down, then back up, down, up, and then count out 4 rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then down, up, down, up. Rest, 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 rest. Then the next line, down, up, down, rest, up, down, up, rest, down, up, down, up, down, rest, up, rest. Okay, so you should be ending down here because you did an up bow. All right, and everything should still be relaxed in your arm there, so try not to squeeze and get real tight on everything. Okay, so that is bow builder number 6. Okay, so that's actually part of lesson 13. So it's kind of like we're working on these different lessons simultaneously. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm skipping ahead, I'm missing stuff. Don't worry about that because we are actually going to cover everything on those pages, on those previous pages. So don't worry about that. All right, now that you've done some bow work, you can go back to page 10 and kind of do a recap of those exercises where we were playing pizzicato. Okay, and I think my D string kind of is out of tune there. You can kind of work on those some more. So whenever you're practicing, now that you know some bowing and some pizzicato, mix it up. So do a little bit of bowing, then if your arm's getting tired, go back, do a little bit of pizzicato, and then maybe finish off on a little bit of bowing as well. So there's no need to do all of one thing in one session. Okay, so break it up and do little bits and pieces of it, and it will make it feel a lot more natural. Okay, so it won't be so, you won't get so tense in one area because you're actually getting more variety in your practice. So y'all have fun with that. And so now that you have a little bit more to work on, you'll probably want to do at least about 15 to 20 minutes of practice every day to get really comfortable with your cello. So I will see y'all in the next lesson. Y'all have fun, be practicing.